as a mom of two boys, one of the things I want to make sure my boys is avid readers and that they love books because it's such an important life skill. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Hi, I'm Andrea Benden from Raisingboys.tv, and I am with Shula Klinger. She is an amazing author, writer, and journalist, and she is with her son Joel, and we have connected, and we're going to talk about why books and boys are super important, and just really, because I struggle with as a mom, is how to pick out good books for my boys. So why is it important that we should engage with our boys and get them reading?
Well, from an early age, research has shown recently that engagement is the problem. It's just getting them started. It's not about whether we have the right subject, whether it's got the right cover.
Yeah.
It's simply, does it grab them? Have you got the hook? Have you got something that will get them rolling? It's like riding a bike. You've got to take your feet off the ground or you're not going to move. And if you get that, then they're away.
That's awesome.
Get them going.
That's fantastic, and I love that because one of the things is that my oldest, he struggled with reading a little bit, and now that he's engaged, he loves it, and I love that, and I want to nurture that because reading is just so amazing. It opens your mind in ways you just can't imagine.
Entirely. It's a form of independence for the child because they're in control of their own words, which is their own imagination, their own world. But most importantly, as we know, it's really important for mum that he's independent and can go off and do his own thing and read on his own.
Yeah,
this is the best. This is my favorite babysitter right here.
That's awesome. Books. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in chapters Indigo, and one of the things I definitely struggle with is I'm surrounded by books, but I don't know what should I look for in a good book.
Well, to start with, I go with the cover. If it grips me, if the art is something fun and engaging, then it's got me. Very often we pick books from the library at a run. I'm sure every mother does. And you don't have time to read it. You don't know who the author is. Is the cover something bright, friendly, and does it grab the child's attention?
Okay.
In terms of books that I've read once and I want to come back to, how it sounds is very important because the child reads with their ears initially.
Good to know.
Not with their eyes, right? Because they can't recognize the signs.
Okay.
So you're going to hook them in with their ears. How does it sound? Does it sound funny? Does it rhyme?
Yeah.
Is it fun for you to read? That's the most important thing.
Okay, all right.
So the child will hear that, and the enthusiasm they hear as you're making those sounds is what makes them say, this is a good time. This is something I want to do. This feels good.
That feels good. Okay.
I want to do it again.
You want to do it again. Okay, that's really good. So what I am hearing, though, from you, so you started reading to your boys at what age?
Very, very young. We started reading to our oldest when he was maybe 3 or 4 months. I don't remember.
Wow. Okay.
I don't remember, but it's a habit. It's in the house. I'm always reading, so he would have seen me reading and writing.
Okay.
Actually, I was editing my first novel when he was 5 weeks old, and I was typing away, reading avidly on my screen, and there was this bouncy bed, chair thing on the table. Yeah. And he was asleep, so I was madly editing and eating, of course, at the same time, And then I peeked over my screen, and there were these 2 big eyes. What are you doing over there? And he was 5 weeks at the time. So he's always seen me reading and writing, which has been huge. They say 6 months, but it's never too early because it's a way of hearing mummy and daddy speak in a way that is rhythmic and soothing and fun and funny. Yeah. Good times.
Okay. No, that's actually really good to know because
measured.
That's actually really good to know because I definitely know that my husband and I maybe haven't been as engaged with reading as we should have been, and I think part of that is just because we didn't know that there were any books, and we weren't sure what we should be reading. So it's good to know that you can start at any age, and really just whatever as a parent grabs me, run with it.
I have a friend who's also an educator in Calgary. She's a professor of education. And when we talk about Joel learning to read, she adamantly says he reads already. Because how a child reads is not about the way it's not necessarily the way you read, because you recognize the signs. But if a boy is 2 and has really good pre-reading skills, early reading skills, and he can turn the pages and look at something that engages him and he gets something from it, that's what she says. She says that's reading to him. So you're starting with the images. You don't have to worry about the words as much.
Okay, that's really good to know.
After all, books like this one here, The Waterhole, minimal text, minimal, but it will keep children busy for hours.
Excellent.
As a form of we're talking about literacy here, not just reading.
Yes, and that's actually really important. And parents, I definitely know that we all think about the words, but it's just more than that.
So it's more than that. It's this. It's the hug you get. when you know that you read, there's that positive association with reading. It's the sound of the voice. Really, you could say, it's like talking, think of it like when you talk to a dog. You know, people joke that you could say anything to a dog in a nice voice and they'll respond warmly. As long as the child is hearing your voice, saying something that's bringing them in, engaging them with these beautiful pictures, you just keep the momentum going.
Okay.
I'm in your lap, I'm hearing you speak to me, I'm hearing you point things out, I'm learning words, it's basic stuff.
That's awesome, and that's really nice quality time too. Regardless of how busy you are, you kind of carve out that time for your kids.
Oh, totally. Totally. I used to give my husband such a hard time because he would spend so long reading to our oldest at bedtime, and I was saying, you've got to get in bed to bed at a certain time, and the lights have to be out by da-da-da-da. Well, you know, who do you think is completely addicted to reading now? Is this boy whose dad wouldn't stop reading, so
that's awesome.
I'm not so unhappy now.
That's awesome.
I stand corrected.
All right, well, thank you very much for that. And so what we're going to do is, in the next video, we are going to talk about the books that Shula has brought and just talk about why she loves them so that we can have some good recommendations. So I can have some good recommendations and that you can as well on some good books that we talk about.
Sure, let's do that.